morning. So I don't know about you guys, but whenever I have a meal, my meal always has to consist of meat. And when I think of meat, it has to consist of either one or two things, chicken or steak. So my claim today is that I'm sorry for you steak people, but I think that chicken's more convenient to consume and it's cheaper than steak. And first off, to start off my proof is that according to Aaron Smith from CNN, he says that if you want steak, get ready to pay 25 cents more per pound for sirloin, with the average price rising to $6.47. So for chicken, it's going to increase, but it's only going to rise 5 cents this year to $1.34 a pound. So I don't know about you guys, but when I go to the supermarket, I look for the cheap stuff. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm cheap. And if I see $6.47 for steak, I don't even look at what it is. I just turn around and look for the cheap stuff, right? $1.34 for chicken, right there. So you get 5 to 6 pieces of chicken for the price of one steak. I mean, come on, that's common sense right there, right? So then, and there's some statistics about how chicken's healthier than steak is. There's this website, Food versus Food. There they compare like 2 types of food, and this time they compared steak versus chicken. And they compared an 8-ounce piece of steak and an 8-ounce piece of chicken. And in an 8-ounce piece of chicken, it only contains 275 calories, as to where an 8-ounce piece of steak contains 349. So for you healthy people, chicken's the best, right? Already. Cheaper and less calories. And also, for you protein guys, you know, this guy likes to work out, so he likes his protein. An 8-ounce piece of chicken, it has 51 grams of protein, and steak only has 46. So you know you're going to need extra 5 grams of protein. There you go, see? And for saturated fat, a piece of chicken has 2 grams of saturated fat compared to a piece of steak has 7. So I don't like that much saturated fat in my food, so I go with 2. And they did this survey on, his name is Stephen J. Dubner, and he took a survey for the past 100 years of how many more people preferred steak versus chicken. And he found out that the people were consuming more steak. They were consuming 35 to 90 pounds of steak a year, and that's only where people were only consuming 15 to 50 pounds of chicken a year. And today, now it's even. Now it's even, it's at 60 each. So as you can see, from 90 to 60, that's 30%, that's not 30%, 30 decrease, and 10% increase for chicken. So as you can see, more people are consuming chicken. It is cheaper, it's more protein, better nutrition, and it's more delicious. So in conclusion, chicken is better than steak, because that's what I just said. I'm just trying to get this in your head. Yeah. It's more nutritious, cheaper, and more delicious.
Okay. Good job, huh?
All right, the topic area is identified, but it sounds like you've got a couple of claims that you're going with at the beginning of the speech rather than a single one. One's about it being healthier, one's about it being cheaper and easier. So I think that you need to kind of focus a little bit more. You've got a lot of data in the speech. It does feel a little bit like the data is sort of randomized. It comes up, I've got a lot of statistical comparisons that are being made on cost, for instance, and on the amount of calories, and on saturated fats, on all these kinds of things. And they're not always grouped in a very clear way, so that's a little bit problematic. I'm giving you credit for material in the factual data category and in the statistics category. Excuse me, on this, because I think that you probably could make a case for them fitting into either of those categories. You also had a pretty good example of some testimony evidence in the argument also, so I'm going to give you credit in those categories. Like I said, I didn't think that your source citations on all of the information were consistent, but you usually did present a source citation. So in other words, sometimes information ran together and I'm not sure which person it comes from or which website that you got it from, but you did tell us all of the sites in the course of the speech. So I thought that that was fine. I thought you did a good job on that. And I think you did a nice job delivering the speech also. I don't, you know, maybe you feel nervous, but you don't come across as particularly nervous. You seem like you're pretty calm and having fun there, and at the end you kind of have the little joke there. By the way, there wasn't any proof that it's more delicious, just that it's cheaper or that it's maybe easier to fix. That I didn't hear any deliciousness comparisons. Did you guys? I don't remember.
We just know.
Well, yeah, I guess.
That's like a duck.
Cows eat a lot less of their own fecal matter than chickens.